Assalamu alaikum. My name is Halima Hajat. I am a holistic health consultant in Blackburn, and today we're on the Health Podcast brought to you by UCTV and sponsored by Audley Late Night Pharmacy. And today we're going to be talking about rebelliousness and behavior that might be a little bit destructive, I guess, in some sense, but disruptive behavior in teenagers and young kids. Okay, now the reason why I bring this up is, we have these neighborhood apps where you can kind of post little different things like you would on social media, but it's more for your neighbors and your locality. So people that in your area, they are likely to comment on it, respond to it, etc. Right? And so in here, there's a lot of people that have been sharing about youngsters, teenagers, young lads that are going around in the middle of the night. They are vandalizing people's homes. They are thrashing up their gardens. They are smashing things about. And it's kind of becoming on a rise where there's a lot of disruptive behavior going on in the community. Okay, so the reason why I want to talk about this is because a lot of the responses that that I've been seeing and noticing is, oh, what a shameless thing to do. Does that lad have no shame? What kind of upbringing has he had? Who in their right minds would do something like this? And all of these kind of negative comments about, these teenagers. And I guess I do understand where that's coming from, especially if you're someone that's on the receiving end of this disruption and it's affecting your life. Yes, you would probably be very frustrated, perhaps quite annoyed, perhaps angry as well. And so I can understand where that's coming from, but actually we need to look at things from a different way, right? Because think about it. These are young lads, teenagers that are going out in the middle of the night, and they are going and thrashing gardens. Now, they're not just actually in groups and stuff. A lot of the times it's the individuals. So whilst there might be a level of peer pressure in some levels, some of these things that are circulating are just individual young teens just walking up by themselves and just going around, just smacking things over, thrashing things, etc. And so we need to start thinking differently, right? Because here's what I would, the way that I think of it is, especially someone in my line of work that looks at a lot of physical conditions, a lot of mental health and well-being, the psychological impact, and, everything that's going on in our lives and all the stresses and stuff that we have. It makes me wonder, and it makes me think, what has gone on in this kid's life where he's felt the need to go out in the middle of the night and just smash things over. It's almost as if he's feeling so much stuff inside that he's unable to express, that he's gone out in the middle of the night and he can't contain it and he's just smashing things over, right? And so it makes me then wonder, what is he going through? What is his home environment like? What's going on at home where he feels so suffocated and so restricted that he's unable to, open up, he's unable to express, he's unable to, figure out what's going on, and he's literally flipping in such a way where he's going out at nighttime, and the only way he knows out is just by physically just trying to release all of that emotional tension, and he's just there causing a lot of havoc in people's homes. And this is what's going on in my mind. Like, I'm feeling sorry for that child. Like, I don't know what's going on in that mind of his where he feels the need to do that, right? So, and this is actually something for you guys to be aware of in your family dynamics. If your child is rebelling, if your child is attention seeking or playing up in some way, or if your child is trying to, is doing all sorts of things outside of the home, then number one, right, yes, the peer network is a massive thing. The friends that they hang out with are definitely going to influence them. You are literally the product of the 5 people that you hang around with the most, right? So you think about who's 5 people that they hang around with the most, that's the kind of person he's going to become, right? So number one, he does need to change that network and surround himself by different people that are, that are going to be inspiring towards better things. But number two is recognizing that if your child is doing this stuff, yes, obviously your network does play a part, but actually, what is the home environment like? Does that child feel safe? Is that child happy? Are you as parents, are you guys happy? Or are you guys stressed out? Or are you guys rushing about all the time? Or are you guys just at work all the time and hardly with the kids? What is the home environment like? Does everyone feel loved? Or is there anger and shouting? Or what's going on in the home? Right? Because whatever is going on, that is affecting the child. And let me tell you this, you even as a couple, right, as marriage couples, obviously they go through challenges, they go through up and downs, right, and they might have their own fights and stuff, what have you, when the kids go to bed, or trying to keep things in a way where the kids don't notice. Let me tell you this, the kids notice, they know everything, they take in everything, right? And because you also try and hide that area, some people hide it, some people don't, right? But that child, what things go inside, what things they feel inside, is like, why is this happening? Do mommy and daddy not love each other? Do they not love us? Is it my fault? Can I do anything? Do I need to do something differently? Imagine all of the things they're feeling. A lot of the time, kids just want their family homes, their mom and dads, their families to be happy. That's all they want. They just want happiness. They just want love. They just want protection, safety. That's all they want, right? If that's not there, let me tell you, that child is going to feel something that is going to make them show it up in some way, form, or another, right? So whether that's going to be in the home, they might rebel and they might not talk, or they might fight, etc. They might go outside, they might start fighting, or make causing disruptions in school. They might do things outside of the school in the night, or what have you. Doesn't matter what it is. But if your child is acting up, if your child is doing things they shouldn't be doing, and they're being quite disruptive and things like that, then you need to start asking yourself really big questions about what is the home environment like. And I know some people aren't going to like this video, right? But it's got to be said, because you know what? The kids these days, they are really, some are really good, alhamdulillah, but there are some really kids that are really challenged, right? And that the home environment is not healthy. Telling it now, the home environment is not healthy, right? And that also means, I think, there's also a lot of culture clash. So as Muslims, we have roles and responsibilities in our home, right? And and that actually creates harmony in the home. But a lot of the time, what we do is, when we add culture into it, especially our South Indian back home, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, when we put our traditional culture to it, in some areas it can really be good. But in other areas, what it does, it kind of takes away from Islam, and it just creates a very stifling environment, right? Where either the husband is unhappy, the wife is unhappy, or people are just, just living for the sake of living, just living that that relationship. But it's causing a level of disharmony in the home, where that atmosphere, you can feel that the atmosphere is not happy. And where that atmosphere is not happy, your kids are feeling it. And if your kids are feeling it, let me tell you, they are going to struggle as they grow up, and they're going to be challenged in different ways, right? And you need to, number one, help them by first fixing yourself. You need to help yourself. You need to check yourself. And actually, do I need help? Do I need to get that help, right? I need to go ahead and get that help. If not for the sake of yourself, for the sake of your children, right? It should be for the sake of yourself, but a lot of people won't do it, because to try and kind of protect their dignity and their respect and their name and all of this stuff, to try and show face. But you need to think about your children then, because your children are going to grow up, and then they're going to just, have a very difficult life ahead, and they're going to learn from what they've learned from you, which is, if they're in an unhappy environment, then they just have to live in an unhappy environment. Is that what you want for your kids? You think about it, right? So parents all need to start addressing the things that are happening in their home, addressing their own feelings inside, what's going on with that inside of them, facing them, dealing with them, getting help if required, and teaching your child right? Making sure they feel loved, teaching them how to express themselves, give them a space to be open and talk, right? If there's stuff going on in the home, let them become aware of it, let them become understanding of it, right? And tell them that if there's stuff going on in the home, make sure you tell them it's got nothing to do with them, in the sense that they are at no fault whatsoever, and it's something that's just happened, right? Because a lot of the times kids indirectly feel like it's their fault, and they feel a sense of responsibility, to do something about it, right? But they're just kids. So if you have teenagers acting up, right, think about what's happening for them in any changes that they've had in their life and any struggles they've had in their life, and think about what the home environment is like. And I'm going to leave this one there. Hope you guys have a lovely week, and inshallah we'll catch you soon. My name is Halima Hajat. As always, if you need to contact me, if you want to talk about anything or share any concerns or share any problems that you might have, whether it's psychological in the family, or usually I work with people that have physical illness, but we look at actually what's going on psychologically internally within, because a lot of the time it's what's going on inside that is affecting your physical illness, right? So that's how I work. That's who I work with. If you need to reach out to me, you can do at hello@halimahajat.com, or you can visit my site www.halimahajat.com, and inshallah I'll catch you next time. This is a health podcast, and it's hosted by UCTV. This one is sponsored by Audley Late Night Pharmacy. Jazakallah for listening.